certain former DC actor might be talking about potentially coming back. I wonder who it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Flash's Grant Gustin. The Flash's Grant Gustin is talking about his potential return, and he reveals conditions for returning to the role. This is coming at us from Digital Spy. The Flash star Grant Gustin has revealed his condition for potentially returning to the role. The actor famously played the role of Barry Allen across 7 seasons of the CW show. Barry short for Bartholomew, if anybody didn't know. Which is also Bartholomew. Usually people are called Bart when they're called Bartholomew, like Bart Simpson, but Barry is called Barry, I guess. Okay, moving on. Which came to an end last year, as well as the other Arrowverse shows. While he has now said goodbye to the Scarlet Speedster, Gustin has admitted that he would be willing to return to DC should new boss James Gunn give him a call. Responding to a fan question at a recent signing about whether he would do it if James Gunn asked him, the actor replied via TikTok, "Yeah, if James Gunn asked me to play the Flash, I would do it again. I trust James Gunn." Gunn and Peter Safran were announced as the new heads of DC Studios in 2022, and have a number of big projects in the pipeline, including movie Superman Legacy, which will also star David Cornsweet as Clark Kent and Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. Meanwhile, later this year, Gustin reflected on the Flash's finale, which ended with Barry and his wife Iris adjusting to life as parents with their daughter. "I've been talking a lot about this family," the actor told Deadline. "The show was always about family, and we finish it off by Barry and Iris bringing Nora into the world and into the family and going into the future together. And we saw that glimpse into 2049, and Team Flash is still together protecting the city. So I think it was just a good testament and indication of what the show has always been about, and that there's a lot of hope on the horizon as we wrapped up the last couple of episodes." Okay, what does this mean, guys? This means that Grant Gustin would be down to do it. Whether or not James Gunn would be down to have him back is a different story. But here's why I think he should. Because obviously this is a great way, I think, to get into the DC's good books, the DC fans' good books. I think a lot of DC fans are probably pretty split. Still to this day, you see online a lot of split between people still clamoring over restoring the Snyderverse, which I think is just silly. Like, move on. We've had those movies. No one's going to take those movies away from you. You can still watch those movies. We're just getting something new. It didn't work. I'm sorry, it just didn't work for the general audience. And now we at least have one clear visionary, and we also have someone in the business side of things, and the producing side of things, when it comes to Peter Safran, to help the creative James Gunn. So, but if James Gunn really does care about bringing DC fans on board, and he might not, but I feel like something he could do is bringing Grant back. I mean, bringing Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner was something the fans would have wanted. Was something the fans were clamoring for. We wanted Nathan to do live action Green Lantern because he was so good at voicing him. So I don't know if that was purely because of the fans clamoring, because obviously Nathan Fillion and James Gunn have worked together consistently. But I think bringing Grant Gustin back, even if it's for a small role, because here's the thing, do I think Grant Gustin should be the DCU's iteration of the Flash going forward? Hell no. I think we actually need a proper Flash this time. And I don't mean we introduce the DCU's Flash in the bloody Flashpoint movie. Do you know how irritating that was? Do you know how irritating the fact that we never got like a Flash origin movie? Really, we didn't really get one. Like, yes, they've kind of found a way to interweave his origin into the Flash movie, and we still haven't gotten the reverse Flash on the big screen yet. There's so much to do before bringing in Elseworld Flashes, because let's be honest, if they were to bring in Grant Gustin, it would be as a variant Flash, an Earth 2 Flash, an Earth whatever Flash, which I think they should do. I still think they should do, also to make do with the fact that he wasn't in the Ezra Miller Flash, in the Muschietti Flash. The fact that he wasn't in that also lends itself to James Gunn potentially bringing him back, because if he was in that movie, you can close the chapter and you can kind of move on. But the fact that he was kind of slighted and even the fans feel like that he was slighted, because the CW shows are really important to fans. The CW shows is responsible for such an ignite in superhero clamor, and I don't think people realize that, how big that sort of CW Arrowverse movement really was, and how many people watched it, turned into superhero fans because of it. And I feel like it's underrated in its sort of mapping out in terms of this huge the superhero IP-ness and the superhero history 101. The CW shows should be part of the curriculum. If we're talking about the movies and the shows that impacted general audiences and sort of at least started to give them, maybe, hey, what about if there are multiple universes? What about if this guy can grow really small? What if just introducing these concepts and these characters that maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago probably wouldn't work, maybe, but just these slight introductions of these things in the CW, I feel like really helped audiences like assimilate to these maybe out there cosmic stories that they probably wouldn't have been beforehand. And I feel like the Flash's like footprint, and the Arrow especially, more Arrow than the Flash, but that whole universe, that footprint in superhero lore is a lot of the time overlooked. I really do believe so. And by bringing Grant back, can just give that nod to James Gunn's fans and people that are probably not his fans, just telling them like, hey, I see you guys, I understand how much you loved Grant as the Flash, and here's the go. We'll have him show up in a Flash movie on the big screen, so you get to see him, and we get to like start healing over that last Flash movie, which I don't hate, by the way. I don't hate that Flash movie, but I do hate the fact that Grant wasn't in it. Wasn't in it. So there's an opportunity maybe there for amendments to be made, hopefully. Okay.